Hello and welcome to the channel. According to assumptions, there are a huge number of parallel worlds in the universe at the same time. For example, in the Quran, it is mentioned that the Almighty created 40,000 of them. But what does the chronology of historical events tell us about the contact of parallel worlds? Believe me, there are many of them. And today we will get acquainted with a few more of them. Friends, don't be lazy to click this beautiful button, subscribe to the channel, put a like in support of this video. Well, let's begin.
Chronicles.
June 1943. American ships of a military squadron are moving smoothly along the Aleutian coast. Suddenly, the radar screens detect several Japanese ships traveling on a counter course. Not thinking long, the commander orders to open fire. Within half an hour, the ships fired 212 tons of shells. But the interesting thing was different. American sailors were struck by the fact that the enemy was silent and did not respond to fire. And when everything quieted down, it turned out that there were no signs confirming the presence of Japanese ships. Years later, after the war, on the basis of documents, it was established that there were no ships in the area that day.
Mine.
Places with so-called holes in space exist all over the world. They can be located both above and below the ground. For example, near GELENDZHIK, there is a mysterious mine, existing according to local historians since the 18th century. It is a straight well with a diameter of about 1.5 meters, and its walls look like someone polished them. When a daredevil ventured down into this mine a few years ago, at a depth of 40 meters, the Geiger counter started going crazy. It showed a sharp increase in radiation levels. Earlier, this well had already been attempted by several volunteers. Unfortunately, all of them died of a strange disease. That's why this time, the descent was immediately stopped. There are rumors that this mysterious mine has no bottom, and there in its very depths flows some incomprehensible life, where time violates all possible laws of nature.
Disappearance in a castle.
Scotland, our days. The ancient castle near Cumcrief has not only gained notoriety among locals, but has also become a vanishing point for thrill seekers. The castle's current owner, Robert McDougall, purchased this uninhabitable building for next to nothing, simply out of a great love of the exotic. One day, I lingered in the basement, where I discovered ancient books on black magic, says 54-year-old Robert. So I sat there until midnight. Dusk fell quickly, and at one point, my attention was drawn to a strange blue glow emanating from the large central hall. As I entered, I was struck in the face by a bright bluish-gray beam of light coming from a 3-meter-long portrait, the colors of which during the day seemed so faded that it was impossible to see the drawing itself. Now I could clearly see the full-length man depicted on it, whose clothes were made of obviously unconnected parts of costumes from different epochs, from the 15th to the 20th century. When I came closer to get a better look at it, the heavy portrait came off the wall and collapsed on me. This is from Sir Robert's own words. He miraculously survived, and soon, having recovered from the broken leg and the shock, he fenced all the territory around the castle with barbed wire. However, no barbed wire would keep people from their curiosity. Rumors of what happened, as it happens, quickly spread outside the neighborhood, and gradually tourists began to flock to the mysterious place. The so-called new business flourished. Tourists paid, and the ill-fated portrait was lying face down on the floor and no longer shown. Everything was calm for the time being, and then, one day, 2 elderly exalted ladies thought of climbing into the niche that opened behind the portrait after its fall. They climbed in and disappeared into thin air. The rescuers tapped all the walls. They went through all the rooms with special radars, but found no one. Psychic mediums, brought in as experts, claimed that the castle opened a door, sealed for centuries, to parallel worlds, where the women tourists moved. Again, to check this assumption and enter that very niche, neither psychics nor police officers dared to check it. What do you think about this story? Write in the comments. See you in the next video. Bye.